Greetings, YouTube. The American Bible Society translates the Christian Bible into different languages and then distributes those around the world. And they have a staff of people who are involved in the translation and the production of written materials, which are then spread around the globe. They have recently enacted a policy, which is going to go into effect January 1st, 2019, that says that sex outside of marriage is prohibited, and if you engage in such, you will be terminated. That you have to sign a pledge saying that you will not engage in sex outside of marriage. I'm baffled how they're going to enforce that. Just the practical. How do you enforce that? Are they going to hire a bunch of people who will then go and hang out with that person 24/7? And does masturbation count? Or is that just going to be ignored? But of course, this is an act of bigotry, because they also only recognize the marriage of one man and one woman. Of course, King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Perfectly acceptable. And ignored by Christians all the time. But to modern times, one man, one woman, that's it. And if you practice sex outside of marriage, you will be terminated, which is discriminatory. Now, here's the thing. Their defense is that they have exclusions because they are a religious organization, which is true. And the book that they are translating and then disseminating is often considered, or almost always considered by people, to be a holy book. Okay, ducky. The act of translating a book, even if it is a holy book, is not a religious act. It is a secular task. It is a job. My brother-in-law does translation for a living. He speaks like 6 or 7 languages. That's all he does for a living. He translates things, articles, papers, and books. And he gets a little credit in there, translated by so-and-so. And that's spiffy. But guess what? He is not required to believe the things he is translating. He is not required to become an adherent of the core beliefs of whatever he is translating. Translating is just a job. And I can't see how these folks are not going to get sued. And I hope they get sued right out of existence. Of course, all of the religious bigots out there in the Christian right will start donating money to keep them afloat. But I can still dream, can't I, that there might be comeuppance in the world for people like this, who've decided that their socially conservative agenda is more important than the lives of anyone else in the universe. Social conservatism is a disease, and it needs to be eradicated. And this right here, this Bible group, is just the latest example of why social conservatism needs to be eradicated. You don't get to tell people how to practice their sex lives. Not your junk, not your business. Period. I don't care if you're a religious organization. The task these people are being hired to do is a secular job. And if someone's hired to do a secular job, you don't get to tell them how to practice their sex life. And I am sick of these sanctimonious bastards trying to control the world around them. And we need to tell them that. And we need to make sure that they pay a consequence for their actions. But they probably won't. There'll probably be nothing done. People will be fired. They'll lose their livelihood. And these people will feel a sense of self-satisfied glory in the words of their apparently bigoted God. Like I said, folks, social conservatism is a disease, and we need to find a cure.